in October of last year, we went to Reineke Nissan in Lima. My sister was getting me a car. Um, they showed us one vehicle only. I mean, nothing else. So they put me in this Chevy Trax. Well, with this, like not even 2 weeks after I had it, it went into their shop and it was in there for 3 weeks. I get it back and it wasn't even 20 minutes later. The check engine light, traction control sensor, service stabilli track light was on. So I ended up having to take it back. And they put a computer, they opened my door and they just put a computer on it and cleared all the codes. And they didn't know, but I was taking pictures, I did videos, I have documentation of everything. So they said finally it was at the end of October, beginning of November, they took it in. Now they had it from November of 2024 until February. So you have my car November, December, January, almost 4 months, and you still didn't fix it. My car literally just sat outside in the parking lot where they had me park it at, and it never moved. So I called, I was like, okay, so did you guys find out what's going on with my car? Well, then they pulled it in and they're like, oh yeah, we got it fixed. And I'm like, okay, good. Well, I get it back. And I mean, excessive oil leaks. It's stalling out on me still. It's dying. There's not even any air in the car. Like there's no air, nothing. So back and forth, we've been going back and forth. I've been in over a dozen loaner cars from them. So they looked at me, they said, we're tired of dealing with you. You need to take us somewhere else. I said, no, I have a warranty on this car. I said, and it's still not running right. Well, come to find out, it's got a faulty fuel injector in it. It's got a fuel pressure regulator that's bad, and the head gasket's not good. So they're telling me that I have to pay for this, that they're not going to fix it. They've done all they can do to get the vehicle up to their codes. I said, if you did so much, I said, why is the check engine light still on? Why is it still dying? Why is it not running correctly? It won't even pick up speed. Like I can't go any faster than 45 miles an hour. And when I try to do that, the RPMs jump up to like 6,500 to 7,000. Your car shouldn't jump that high when your transmission's trying to shift gears. I've been cussed at by the managers. I have been yelled at. I have had chemicals sprayed on my seat in my car that caused me to go to the hospital because it burnt me. And they still won't do anything about it. They won't return any phone calls. They won't do anything. They made me wait, what was it? An additional 3 weeks when my daughter was pregnant with my grandson because she's a diabetic. She had to go stay in a hospital. And I said, this car doesn't even drive. And it was like dying. It's right there in front of them. Like in the service shop, it just kept dying and dying. And the manager was like, you know what? You're just going to have to wait because I don't have any cars to drive. I said, she has to go do her stay. I said, this is her life and the baby's life are dependent on this stay and this monitor to make sure that they're okay. Well, that didn't happen. I didn't get a loaner car. I was stuck for 3 weeks. I couldn't go anywhere. I begged, I pleaded. I even called the corporate office, which is in Findlay, Ohio, Reineke Ford. They're like, oh no, we can get you out of that car. But they got me into a loaner car. But still, it was still 3 weeks late, and the baby's sick. So he's got heart problems and high blood pressure. So I said, how am I supposed to take him to Children's Hospital with a car that does not work? I said, please tell me how I'm supposed to go anywhere in a car that doesn't want to drive. And, I've been round after round after round with these people. I mean, I have stacks of papers like this from where they've said they've replaced like valve gasket covers, valve gaskets, they've changed the oil. They did all this stuff supposedly. But when we had hooked up the computer for the car, it turns out that they were just clearing out codes. They cleared out over 648 codes on the car. instead of fixing it, rotors are warped because it sat out in bad weather. Anybody that knows about vehicles, your rotors and stuff and your brakes are going to rust and get bad when it just sits. And he told me, he's like, oh, I turned them. It's fine. I said, it's not fine. You shouldn't have to cram the brake clear to the floor to even get it to stop. He's like, well, then you can start paying for it. I said, I have a warranty. I'm not paying for anything. The car is still to this day under warranty. And, I can't even get them to answer a phone call, and email, nothing. They have completely just derailed my sister and I both. It has cost me my job and my house. I sent out over 46 emails just to get somebody to answer me. I sent out over 120 text messages to 2 different managers, and nothing. When I called, they wouldn't answer. It would go to voicemail. Even when we would, make our way up to the lot, they would find an excuse not to talk to us. Well, as a customer, you expect great customer service, and someone that's professional, not somebody that's sitting there, cussing someone out, just dismissing customers, and you don't take advantage of people. I mean, it's supposed to be family oriented. How is it family oriented when you're using vulgar and obscene comments to customers? How is it family oriented when you're swindling money out of people, stealing from them? I mean, how is that family oriented? I've even tried to get a hold of the owner, Tom Reineke, and no luck, no nothing. I think that they need to improve their, the ones that they employ, to make sure that they take their job serious. Two, if you want sales and you want people to come, and buy your vehicles, make sure that you have good quality vehicles that aren't going to, cause people chaos and disruption. All I am asking, and all my sister and I have been asking, is they just trade me out into something new, different. That is all we have asked. That is the only thing we have asked them to do, is swap out the vehicle. This year, a vehicle, and they knew that this year of this vehicle was not, what it was supposed to be. And they wouldn't even show us the Carfax report. They wouldn't show us anything. And even though we repeatedly asked, he's like, oh, I'm still waiting on it. I'm still waiting on it. And that was Tom. So we waited and we waited. We're still waiting. We've never even seen it. Never even seen it. Now there's a mechanics lien on the car. Well, because I think everybody deserves to know the truth. There's people out there right now, okay, well, we can guarantee you to get into this car right now. Well, yeah, you can guarantee people to get into a car, but is it going to be reliable? Is it going to be, safe? People need to be aware that they are in fact selling lemons and bad vehicles, and they just don't care. It's all about making the sale. It's a battle between all those workers in there who can sell the most vehicles. It's not about customer service. It's not about family. Family is zero to this place. Zero. So
Okay.
I think everybody needs to know to watch. Please just be careful. Do your research. 110%. Do not go based upon reviews. You need to talk to somebody that's actually dealt with them, been through, issues with them like we have. They need to do their homework and their research, because the more that you know before going in, you're going to know if, okay, really, is this the dealership that I want to go to? Or is there an alternative that I can go to that I can trust?